The Apostles' Creed says Jesus suffered under Pontius Pilate, and we're going to take a look at what that entails on Answers for Living. The scene is a few hours just before the cross. The historic events just before the crucifixion of Christ. The event took place in 30 AD to the best of our calculation. It took place in a real place called Jerusalem, in the country of Israel, in the southern part of Jerusalem called Judea, and the story contains a Jewish crowd, a high priest, and the Sanhedrin, and a Roman governor named Pontius Pilate. The writers of the Apostles' Creed want us to know that the crucifixion of Jesus took place when a Roman governor was serving Tiberius Caesar, and it really took place in history. And from the record of history, we come to our understanding of God's redemptive work in Jesus. Today we're looking at Friday morning, the day Jesus was crucified, and I want to set the stage for you. Thursday night, the disciples had gathered in an upper room to share a Passover meal together. Judas had gone out, setting the stage for the betrayal of Jesus. The disciples later left with Jesus to go to the Garden of Gethsemane, and Jesus goes to pray with his friends. Jesus prays, they sleep, he wakes them up. Judas is coming. The entourage may have been 100 people with torches and clubs and weapons, and they're going to arrest Jesus. Jesus has the affection of the people of Jerusalem. His enemies are envious of his popularity. They're frightened by Jesus, and they need to come up with a way to kill him, but there's no crime. This trial goes nowhere, but they must find a way for Rome to kill Jesus. If they kill Jesus, the people are going to rebel against their leaders, and they want to force Rome to execute Jesus. But they have no crime. So they drag Jesus to the acting high priest's residence, Caiaphas. 71 Sanhedrin are there. They can't find a crime. And they ask Jesus if he's the Son of God, and his response is, yes. Oh, now they got him. Blasphemy, punishable by stoning to death. But they can't stone Jesus because the people love him. Plus, Rome has taken away their right to execute people as Jewish people. The morning comes. They go to the praetorium where the governor of Judea is. His name is Pontius Pilate. He usually isn't in Judea, but he's there because of the Passover, and he's there to keep peace. Why Pilate? Well, they want Pilate to execute Jesus. They can't execute Jesus, but Rome could. Any criminal charge these Jews would bring to Pilate would be subject to his approval or veto. John chapter 18, verse 28 says, Then the Jewish leader took Jesus from Caiaphas to the place of the Roman governor. By now it was early morning, and to avoid ceremonial uncleanness, they did not enter the palace because they wanted to be able to eat the Passover. They led Jesus to Pilate's house. They stay outside because they don't want to be defiled going into a Gentile's home, and they wouldn't be allowed to take the Passover meal. So they stay outside. Pilate comes out. He asks them what the accusation is, and they say, hey, we brought him to you. He must be evil. Don't you trust us? And Pilate says, no. Take him yourself and judge him according to your law. So Pilate gives them permission to judge and to execute Jesus himself. Now these Jews have a problem. The law says they have to stone him. They fear the people so much that they can't stone him. Second, Jesus had prophesied that he would die at the hands of the Gentiles, that he'd be mistreated and scourged and killed. According to Luke 18, Jesus took the 12 aside and told them, we're going to Jerusalem, and everything that is written by the prophets about the Son of Man will be fulfilled. He'll be delivered over to the Gentiles. They will mock him. They will insult him. They'll spit on him. They will flog him and kill him. And on the third day, he will rise again. So unwittingly, they are fulfilling prophecy. So in John 18:31, they say, we have no right to execute him. John 18:32 says this, they took This took place to fulfill what Jesus had said about the kind of death he was going to die. There's no prophecy that ever has been wrong. He would die by crucifixion, by Rome, not by stoning by the Jews, and we'll hear more on this tomorrow.